Hey, thank you for tuning in. I came across this amazing success story actually on Dr. Joe Dispenza's channel. I think a few days ago he posted it there, and I wanted to go over it since I had a conversation with somebody who's consistently, well, fooling themselves, so to speak. Applying this message, applying the truth, consciously, deliberately, well, so to speak, choosing what you do want to experience. So choosing to put your awareness on thinking from your desires. And this person just can't keep up with staying true to what he claimed to be true of himself. So a few weeks pass and he just decides to give up and just say, this doesn't work. It never worked. I've never manifested anything big, all because of him. But I can't seem to make him realize that. I think he actually does, but that's the whole thing. I can only show you the way. You have to, well, still take the way, so to speak. Actually got a different video on those quotes. So Joe Dispenza's success story. So this man was very, very unhealthy. So obviously his desire was to, well, become healthy again. Crazy story. So this guy actually, if you want to see this testimonial success story, I actually think it's still the latest video on Dr. Joe Dispenza's YouTube channel right now. So, well, just watch that. It's about exactly this story. But so this man had a 20 centimeter large tumor on his kidneys, and because of severe inflammation over a time period, so to speak, the cancer spread all the way to his guts, his pancreas, and even to his lungs, which made it harder for the man to simply breathe. He went to the hospital. They did tests, and obviously, from their view, they weren't particularly optimistic when it came to his life, or actually his chances of surviving this cancer. So his chances of surviving were very slim. That's what the doctor said to him. Okay. Now, did he have to run with that statement? No, because then probably he wouldn't even be alive right now. So that's the first thing. He didn't, well, believe that, so to speak. Maybe for a short time period, maybe a little bit, but not completely. He didn't surrender to, okay, well then I'm pretty much dead. So, uh, so his chances of surviving were very slim, he was told. During that same day, when he was in the hospital, his wife was with him, and she left for a short period to do some small shopping, whatever. She left and had to pick up some things, whatever. And she actually came back with a small gift for her man. Okay, and here we go. Uh, so to speak, the coincidences. Oh, actually, okay, wait. So she came back with a gift, a book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Well, that's very synchronous, right? All right, so the man himself said, in Joe Dispenza's community, we talk a lot about synchronicities. Now, actually, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks, I don't know if you've read his books or followed his lectures or even these events he's been doing for years now with a lot of success, obviously. Um, so Joe Dispenza talks a lot about synchronicities, serendipities, and coincidences. Actually, check my video named "Coincidence Doesn't Exist," since I talk about the same thing in my video, but more in depth and more in the detail on how nothing is actually a coincidence. It's all you putting your awareness on something, and then it gets reflected back to you in whatever way. Okay, as in it could be anything in this world. Now, obviously, if it's a specified desire, then that's what you're going to achieve, objectify. But if it's like more of a mood or whatever, I mean, being angry is being angry, but it could attract, so to speak, you could draw upon you a whole lot of experiences that, well, all could, so to speak, be assigned with, anger or, well, yeah. I mean, if you're in a mood, then you'll get that mood reflected back to you, so to speak, through 3D physical reality, but in, like I say, in songs, movies, music, whatever. It could be anything. Random commercials, not random, obviously, but that's what I'm trying to say. Um, oh yeah. So check that video. Coincidence doesn't exist. So later that day, in the afternoon, the man's own brother-in-law came to visit him in the hospital as well. And he also brought a gift that same day, okay? And he brought a gift with him. And, well, guess, it was the exact same book that his wife gifted him earlier that day. So, once again, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. Well, I mean, I know coincidences don't exist, but I mean, this at least must, you know, make you think like, okay, that's crazy. Like, how on earth? Like, they didn't even know about it. At least this guy didn't know about him at all. I think his wife didn't either, and maybe his brother-in-law didn't either. I don't know. But the thing is, they there was no communication between the three of them about this book. Okay, so both of these persons, his wife and his brother-in-law, felt the urge to go outside, go to a bookstore actually, and well, become aware of this book, then for some reason have the urge like maybe this could help him, and then still buy it as a gift. And they both did the exact same book. Come on. Well, so I give them the same book. When the man, oh sorry, the man. Yeah, when the man was allowed to go home after treatment, he went on Joe Dispenza's website and bought one or two courses plus some guided meditations and started doing the work, or be doers of the word and not hearers only. So the work and the word is the exact same. Now, I explicitly put here he bought, so he spent money um, on one or two courses um, plus some of the guided meditations. Now, I've done a lot of these guided meditations and whatever, and they're all very powerful, but it's still you doing it. Actually, I haven't really seen success years ago with it because I didn't believe that what I was doing, even all these meditations daily for hours, I didn't really believe that it was going to do something for me. And there you go. It, as you believe, it is done unto you. That's what Jesus said. But it's all fate. And fate is your perception. And if my perceptions doing all this work still wasn't like this isn't doing anything for me, I don't believe it. I've convinced myself, so stupid. I convinced myself that this isn't working. This is not how reality creation or how reality in itself works. Well, congratulations that I actually convinced myself of that. So I didn't see any desired results. And we're talking about a crazy success story. I mean, one type of cancer, but spread throughout his body, which actually became, well, different types of cancer, so to speak. I mean, come on, it spread to his lungs. He was almost done for. Um, and actually, about the meditations and everything as well, it's very nice. But I love that Joe Dispenza actually said that at the end of the video. But I'm going to go over that as well because you don't have to buy anything. Matter of fact, you don't have to do the exact guided meditation by Joe Dispenza or his courses, whatever. Matter of fact, most of his books are actually free. If you don't want to spend any money, I'm just giving you a choice. You can find out pretty much all his work online. He bought them, blah blah, and he started doing the work or the word, the guided meditations. In other words, this man came up with a, so to speak, in Joe Dispenza's terms, a vision of the future. Now, we do understand that future is just an illusion, but in this sense, it's just what is. He came up with how he was going to, well, be in his future. So he was choosing right there. This man learned that awareness governs all, so the body included, since the body, so to speak, governs the cancer. The cancer is in the body, but the body is still seen by, well, the silent observer. I like to call it that, but that's all still thought, word, mind identification. The closest we can go to your true self is the word awareness or pure consciousness, pure awareness. So this man learned that pure awareness governs all, so body included. And he came up with a vision, a goal, a desire to be healthy again. So to experience all that he is through a different, so to speak, seemingly different reality, which it is, but which at the same time is all you. But you're here to live, learn, and experience. Have desires, which you do. Everything is a desire. Even not to have a desire is a desire. I mean, it's the same with making a choice. Even not making a choice is still making a choice. So, he chose a different reality. After 15 months, he had to go to the hospital again for a checkup. And after all the tests, the doctor came back to him and said,
I don't know what you've been doing, but there's nothing at all in your lungs. Your pancreas is completely clean, nothing in your guts, and his kidney cancer shrunk from 19 to 20 centimeters in size to only 5 centimeters in size, which is pretty much one fourth, which is amazing. Um, so the doctor asked this man, "What did you do? How is this possible?" And the man answered, "Look, I realized that my mind is like a garden. When you clean your yard and you want to make or create a garden, my thoughts are like seeds. So I want to plant my seeds. So I want to plant my seeds there in his mind, not in a physical garden. Um, but what kind of garden do I want?" And actually, that was the choice, the decision. Now he just realized that all of these contents in his consciousness, in his awareness, weren't serving him. Matter of fact, they were almost killing him, quite literally. And for some reason, this man felt and knew deep down inside that I can actually change. I have to change my perception of myself, my reality. And he did that doing the courses and learning himself in that way and doing the guided meditations. But that's not the end all be all. It's not the meditation that made a difference. Not at all, actually. It was him. So at the end, the man says, "I can tell you that if somebody like me can heal, everyone can do it." Okay, and now this is the most important thing. I actually already kind of touched on it just there, but Joe Dispenza said after the man was done with his success story, so to speak, "Don't you rush up to him at the end of this event and ask him, what meditation did you do or use? So what meditation did you do? He's going to laugh at you. It was his change. Did you hear that? Catching his thoughts, catching his behaviors, catching his emotions, backing up, starting again. That takes time and energy to do that. How many months could he have said, it isn't working, and just gave up right there and then, and he probably wouldn't be alive right now? No, not well. Probably that's the thing. Maybe it would have became only it would have only become or became whatever. Well, for him it would only be have gotten worse and worse and worse. Obviously, if he hadn't, so to speak, changed his perception, then he would be in alive in a worse state than he was before or dead. Okay, so don't you rush up to him at the end of this event and ask him, what meditation did you do? So like all these people in the comments, so how did you do it? What technique did you use? None of that works, actually. It's you. You are giving life, power to that technique. But the thing is, you are the technique. It's all you. So if this man hadn't made a change inside and saw, well, maybe slowly, but shifted his perception, and there has been a moment in his life where he actually, after doing all the work, he convinced himself that, oh, this is working, because he didn't stop. So he's going to laugh at you. If you're going to ask him what technique, what meditation did you use, he's going to laugh at you. It was his change. Did you hear that? Catching his thoughts, catching his behaviors, catching his emotions, backing up, starting again. And that takes time and energy to do such a thing. How many months could he have said it isn't working, but it never occurred to stop? He was just in the experiment, and the experiment actually worked. He wasn't doing his meditations to heal, he was doing his meditations to change. But remember, creation is finished, so he wasn't really changing anything. It was, as awareness itself, changing his perception of his seemingly filtered reality as awareness itself, and understood that he could plainly actually choose differently. And he chose to do it in, well, he got, so to speak, guided to Joe Dispenza, to people buying Joe Dispenza's book at the same day. But, it doesn't really matter. He actually bought these programs or whatever. He that wasn't necessary, okay? But he probably didn't understand that right there and then. And I don't think he cares, these few $1,000s or whatever he spent. I don't think he really gives a fuck, because he's still alive and he's healthy. I mean, he would die. He would have been dead, So what did he do? He changed his perception of himself and his current undesired 3D physical reality. That's all he did. Now he used techniques, meditations in this case, guided meditations, and the instructions from Joe Dispenza. But those are Joe Dispenza's instructions, you know. Uh, this was the way that Joe Dispenza actually healed his own, you know, spinal issue, the vertebrae thing, and in only 6 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy actually, it took 15 months to, well, pretty much get rid of all the cancer. He's obviously still doing the work because, well, he wasn't completely healed, but I mean, well, it's working. I mean, next month for example, he can be completely clean and just be, well, healthy again, which in my opinion he already is. I mean, the proof that he already 3 places in his body, even his lungs, got fully cleared of the cancer cells. I mean, that's crazy. And no, in itself it's actually neutral, but I mean, I'm assigning the meaning that that's pretty crazy, you know. And we all have this power actually to do this right now. You only have to make the choice, simply make the choice to want different in your life. Well, that's a desire. We all have desires. So choosing differently, right? Quite literally. And then you can experience what this man experienced, or whatever you desire to experience. There are no exceptions. And if there are, then you are creating them right now as we speak. But since creation is finished, you are just picking and choosing. And I recommend you, well, choose wisely and just focus and think from you being, doing, having whatever you do desire instead of what you don't desire, and you'll come across it in 3D physical reality. Maybe in a few days, a few weeks, or a few months, but that's it, and you'll do whatever you just claimed was your desire. So I appreciate you tuning in, and have a great day wherever you may be, or evening, wherever you may be located.